Hello everyone, Carolyn here and welcome to today's tutorial. Today I will be showing you my own original design, and this is the whistle stop bracelet. It is a 8-pin bar design, and this is how you will want your loom configuration set up. You will want the two most center pin bars aligned and then going up a staggered step 3 times on each side. I will be showing you band placement on this rendition, so without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to take 2, cross over that 4th and 5th pin bar, and I'm using black, for the perimeter is the Liberty Blue here. I'm using black, and once you get the 2 most bands, you're just going to work your way to the edge of your loom, following your loom all the way up, all the way to the edge rather, and then straight up your loom. Just your basic everyday, every bracelet, almost every bracelet border. Okay, same thing, mirror image, opposite side. Going to work your way to your outermost edge of your loom. And then once you get there, straight up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you our closure. You're going to go in at an angle 3 times. Working your left side first, straight in, and then coming back from your 8th and crossing back to your 5th. And then when you get there, oops, sorry guys, again you're just going to cross diagonally toward the center 3 times, and you're going to leave that open so you can use that for your capping band. I went 21 gaps on this rendition, and as you can see, it's a little big, so I'm probably going to go about 20 this time. Alright, so I'm going to go off, finish that up to the top, and then I'll be right back for our next band placement step. Alright everyone, I'm back and we are ready to move on with our next band placement step. In this rendition, it is the dual layer purple lily that you see right here. I'm going to be using tan. We're going to be working with the 1st, 2nd, 7th, and 8th pin bars. And what we're going to do is simply place a diagonal band from that 1st to 2nd all the way up your loom. And then the same thing, mirror image for 7 and 8. So single band, get on that right, all the way up the loom between 7 and 8. Okay, so I'm going to go off, finish that up to the top, then I'll be right back for our next band placement step. Alright everyone, I'm back and we are ready to move on with our next band placement step. In this rendition, it is the pearl, purple, and blue that you see going along here and along there. We are again going to be working with the 1st, 2nd, 7th, and 8th pin bars. I'm going to be using brown this time. What you're going to do is go forward on your 2nd, up at an angle to your 1st, and repeat all the way up your loom. Go down. So again, forward, up at an angle, forward, up at an angle, or down at an angle, however you lay. And then same thing, mirror image for the opposite side. So you're going to go forward, up at an angle, forward, up at an angle, forward, and on there, and then up at an angle, repeating all the way up your loom. So I'm going to go off, finish mine up, and then I'll be right back with our next band placement step. Alright everyone, I'm back and we are ready to move on with our next band placement step. It is going to be the Caribbean green that you see going along here on either side. We are going to be working with the 2nd, 3rd, 7th, and 6th pin bar. I'm going to be using Tin Man, and what you're going to do is you're going to start off with 2 and go up at an angle to the left, and then simply zigzag all the way up your loom from there. Very, very easy step. Just zigzagging between that 2nd and 3rd pin bar all the way up your loom. Okay, last time on this side, and then I'm going to hop over and show you the other side. So again, you want to always start off with 2 on this one. And get on do it right. Yeah. Have to growl it to get it to work. Alright, and then 1 band zigzagged all the way up your loom for the remainder of your loom till you get to the top. And when you get to the top, you want to close with 2, just as you opened with 2. Okay, so I'm going to go off, finish that up to the top, and then I'll be right back for our next band placement step. Alright everyone, I'm back and we are ready to move on to our next band placement step. And this rendition is the Caribbean green that you see going along the center here. We're going to be working with the 4th and 5th pin bars. I'm going to be using the Tin Man again. You're simply going to create an X going all the way up your 4th and 5th pin bar, all the way up your loom. First going out to the right, if I can only get 1. And then up to the left, and then just repeating up the loom. Out to the right, up to the left, easy peasy. So I'm going to go off, finish that up, and I'll be right back with our next band placement step. Alright everyone, I'm back and we are ready to move on with our next band placement step. In this rendition, it is the denim blue, or Liberty blue, excuse me, that you see going along either side right there. I'm going to be using black. We're going to be working with a 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th pin bar, but it's going to be a very simple step. You're simply going to place a diagonal band between the 3rd and the 4th, all the way up your loom, and then you're going to repeat the same thing, mirror image for your opposite side. So 5 and 6 gets a diagonal band going up and to the left or down and to the right, however you like. So again, you're just going to complete that all the way up your loom. I'm going to go off, finish that up, and I'll be right back. Alright everyone, I'm back and we are ready to move on to our next band placement step. In this rendition, it is the pearl purple and blue that you see going along here up underneath the Liberty blue on either side. I'm going to be using brown. We're going to be working with the same pin bars, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This time just taking it up at an angle all the way up our loom, going the opposite way that we just laid. And then again, same thing, mirror image for the opposite side, just coming back and placing a single band going from 5 to 6 diagonally all the way up your loom. Okay, another easy step. So I'm going to go off, finish that up, and then I'll be right back for our next band placement step. Alright everyone, I'm back and we are ready to move on with our next band placement step. In this rendition, it is the pearl hot pink that you see going along up underneath there. You really can't see it very well, but it's right there. Okay, I'm going to be using white, and what you're going to do, we're going to be working with the 3rd and the 6th pin bar, and we're just going to place a single chain all the way up our loom. So all the way up the 3rd, and then all the way up the 6th, just placing a single chain. Okay, and I'm also going to show you our next band placement step. In this rendition, it is the dual layer purple lily that you see going along here, and I'm going to be using the camouflage tan, and you're simply going to place a single chain all the way up the 4th pin bar, and then all the way up the 5th pin bar. Again, another very easy step. Okay, so place your single chains up your 3rd and your 6th, and then up your 4th and your 5th, and then I'll be right back for our next band placement step. Alright everyone, I'm back and we are ready for our final band placement step beside our capping bands, and it is the pearl hot pink ocean that you see going along the edges here. It is a double border. I'm going to be using white, and what you're simply going to do is just start on your 4th and 3rd pin bar, and then just work your way to your edge of your loom, just like you would on your regular perimeter. Follow it all the way up, and then when you get to the top, follow it back to the center. Again, no need to place that centermost bands when you get to the top, because we will be placing capping bands there. Okay, one, and then just all the way up your loom, following your first perimeter all the way around to the top. Okay, so I'm going to go off, finish mine up, and then I'll be right back with our looming steps. Alright everyone, I'm back. We need to place our capping bands, and then we'll be ready to begin our looming steps. I'm going to take 2 of my original perimeter color, wrap them around my 4th and 5th pin bar twice, and then we are ready to begin our looming. We're going to go in, grab our secondary perimeter, and just loom them back to their corresponding home post, all the way to the edge of the loom, then all the way up the loom, just as you would a regular perimeter. Again, doing the same thing, mirror image for your opposite side, working your way to the outermost pin, and then straight up your loom. Okay, I'm going to go off, finish mine up to the top, and then we'll be right back with our next looming step. Alright everyone, I'm back, and we are ready to move on to our next looming step. We're going to be working with the 4th and the 5th pin bars, working the single chain all the way up our loom, and nothing fancy about it, just going in, pulling each chain back to their corresponding home post all the way up your loom, all the way up the 4th, repeating the same thing all the way up to 5th, going in, pulling each band back to their corresponding home post all the way up the loom. So I'm going to go off, finish that up, and then I'll be right back for our next looming step. Alright everyone, I'm back, and we are ready to move on with our next looming steps. We're going to be working with the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th pin bar. I'm going to start off with our 3rd and 4th. What you're going to do is go into your 3rd, pull your single chain forward. Then you're going to go into your 4th, grab your brown diagonal or your corresponding color, bring it up to the left, go back in that same peg, bring your black or your corresponding color down into the left, and then repeat. So go forward with your white, up into the left with your brown or your corresponding color, down into the right with your diagonal black or your corresponding color, and again repeat. So forward, up into the left, down into the right, last time on this side, forward, up into the left, down into the right. Okay, repeating that all the way up 3 and 4. Same thing, mirror image for your opposite side. So you're going to go in, go forward with your white, up into the right, down into the right, forward with your straight band, up into the right, down into the right, forward, up into the right, down into the right, last time, forward, if I can grab one bond, up into the right, down into the right. Okay, so you're going to repeat that step all the way up your loom. I'm going to go off, finish mine up, and then I'll be right back with our next looming step. Alright everyone, I'm back, and we are ready to move on to our next looming steps. We're going to be working with the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th and 7th pin bar. 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 7th pin bar. What we are going to do is go into the 3rd, grab our topmost 2 bands, which should be going down into the left, pull both of those bands back, and then simply repeat that all the way up your loom, pulling each one of those bands back to their corresponding home post all the way up your loom. Then you're going to do the same thing, mirror image for the opposite side. So you're going to go into 6, grab those 2 bands and bring them back to their corresponding home post, and repeat all the way up your loom, pulling each one of the bands back to their corresponding home post, always pulling from 6 to 7 all the way up your loom, and get on there right. Okay, and then once you get done with that, you want to come back and do the looming roach step. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your two most bottom bands on each one and wrap them around your peg all the way up your loom. Okay, so you grab your two most bottom bands, bring them up and around your peg all the way up your loom. Again, grabbing those two most bottom bands and lifting them up and over, completing that looming roach step. Get on the right. Okay, I'll do one more or two more with you, and then I'm going to go off and finish that up to the top. Again, just pulling those two most bottom bands up and around the pin bar. Okay, so I'm going to go off, finish mine up to the top, and then I'll be right back for our next looming step. Alright everyone, I'm back and we are ready to move on to our next looming step. We're going to be working with the 1st, 2nd, 7th, and 8th pin bars. What we are going to do is go in, grab our straightforward band, and pull, oop, grab more than one, that's no good. Grab only your straightforward band, pull that back to its corresponding home post, go and grab the diagonal, pull it back to its corresponding home post, then you're going to go forward and pause there. Okay, what you're going to do is go in and grab this band. It may be necessary for you to grab a second hook. You can place your band on that second hook, go up underneath the secondary border and grab that band, pull it up underneath the border once I can get the hook to release it. Now, instead of putting it on a home post, you want to grab your secondary hook again, grab this band off of the home post, place that band over the brown or your corresponding color, so your brown is now holding the edge of your tan or your corresponding color, and then just place it on the loom. Okay, and then we are simply going to repeat that step all the way up our loom. So we're going to go in, grab our diagonal band, bring it back to its corresponding home post, go forward temporarily, go in, grab your tan or your corresponding color, move to your second hook, up underneath the secondary border, grab your band, release, and then you're going to lift up that brown or your corresponding straight color, place your band over the other one, and grab that one off of the second hook if I can finagle it. Just that one, please. And you might find it easier just to do it with your fingers, and if that's the case, please do so. Okay, and then placing it back on its home post. So again, going down at an angle, back to its home post, going forward temporarily because you're going to be picking it back up. Go in, grab your diagonal, second hook, up underneath, grab your band, bring it up under your your secondary border, place it over your brown, and you can just place it on the same hook and then go in and grab your brown and release everything. Seems to be easier that way. And then place back on your hook. Last time on this side, follow the diagonal back down, forward temporarily, grab your band with your second hook up underneath your secondary perimeter, grab your band, release, grab your forward band, and place back on the loom. Okay, so I'm going to do the opposite side with you. We're going to do the same thing, just mirror image. So we're going to go in, grab our forward band, go forward, go down at an angle, forward temporarily, and we're going to go in, grab our tan, place on your secondary, go up underneath your perimeter, grab that band, back under, and you're going to want to go forward, not backwards like I just did, and then simply place that tan or your corresponding color, let go hook, let go, on your brown, and then pull back through with your brown. And then place back on your hook. Let go. Okay, so again, we go down at an angle, back to the corresponding home post, forward temporarily. We're going to grab our band, place it on your secondary hook, up underneath. Actually, I need to go this way. Grab your band, pull it up underneath, and then place over your brown, and then grab that brown if I can get it. There we go. And then place back on the hook. Okay, a couple more times and I'm going to leave you. Down, forward, grab your diagonal, place it on your secondary, up underneath your secondary perimeter, grab your tan or your corresponding color from your hook, up underneath the secondary, I'm just going to go through the tan, lift up and around. And there we are. Okay, last time on this side. So down at an angle, forward temporarily, pull your diagonal on your secondary, on no hook then. Up underneath your secondary perimeter, grab your band, down and around, grab your band again, lift off. Actually, it'll be easier if you just go through, lift off, and let that brown slip down around like that. Okay, so I'm going to go off, finish mine up to the top, and then I'll be right back with our next looming step. Alright everyone, I'm back and we are ready to move on with our next looming step. We're going to be working with the 4th and 5th pin bar, working our X's all the way up the loom. We're going to go in, grab our bottommost band, bring it back to its corresponding home post, and then grab the opposite for our X, loom it back, and then continue all the way up your loom. So always grabbing your fuzzy bottommost band, looming it back to this corresponding home post, creating your X's all the way up your loom. Okay, you're going to continue that all the way up your loom. Then you're going to come back and close up your perimeter, simply following all the way to the edge of the loom, then all the way up your loom, repeating the same thing, mirror image for the opposite side. I'm going to go ahead and relieve that capping band pressure. That way there's not so much on there. Again, following it to the edge of your loom and then straight up your loom. Okay, so I'm going to go off, finish those 2 steps up, and then I'll be right back with our finished rendition. Be right back. Alright everyone, I'm back and I have gotten our whistle stop bracelet off of the loom, and I hope your rendition looks something like this. As you can see, I did go ahead and add bling to mine. I hope you have enjoyed today's tutorial. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe by hitting the little green button below. And that'll be it for today. If you will make a rendition, please remember to tag me, that's at Carolyn Hamlin on Instagram, to your rendition. Thanks so much for watching. Loom on Loomers. Bye-bye.